Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Stud Pack Custom House Project. Last week our spirits were pretty low, lower than where my feet are right now, because Mother Nature dumped some rain on us and filled these up with water. It eroded and filled our grade beams up with mud. So we broke out the shovels, got all the mud out, and we only have one section left to do today. Mother Nature's actually on our side this week because the sun is out and she's helping us dry everything out. So all that's left to do today, get those shovels, finish that last grade beam, and then we're going to start removing some of this dirt.
All right, Paul, another day. Let's get it done.
Another day, woohoo! Yeah. All right, I'm ready. Here I go. I got the shovel. I'm ready. Here we go.
But Jordan's always up behind the camera. He's never doing any work himself. Why is your dad always in the middle of the hole and you're never ever doing anything? In case you were wondering, no, this is not a time lapse. Just in case you were wondering. Hey man, why are you shoveling your stuff into my space? What's up with that?
I'm trying to help you out.
Oh, how?
Well, I thought I'd give you some easy stuff to dig.
Oh.
It's hard for me to lift this out, so I figured we'll tag team it.
Yeah, and you're like kind of
cut it loose and you throw it out.
Yeah, and you're making a nice corner right there.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just trying to think ahead.
Yeah.
Is this our last corner?
Yeah. You know what I always say? Born for those corners.
Born for the corner.
Why you say that? Your car doesn't take corners well.
I'm cutting that.
All right, guys, we almost got this thing knocked out, but check it out right here. This is probably one of the lowest spots in our entire grade beam system, and check it out. It's holding water, but it hasn't rained in a few days. So that confirms what we said in the last video, that water is actually in this soil, because remember, it was filled up to here, and it's seeping out.
Right.
I think we're almost there, but I'd feel better if we got this water out of here so this Texas sun can bake the bottom of this foundation so it's nice and compact. I'm just gonna hop in there with these two buckets and I'll bail it out. That pump just doesn't work too good on mud. Uh-oh. Oh, these are stuck. I got a trick for that. Let me show you. Got my air compressor all hooked up. Got a little nozzle. You don't need that. Just anything will work as long as you can get some air in there. There we go. Nice. Woo! All right, guys, check that out. After 2 long days of digging with 3 shovels in the hot Texas sun, Operation Soup Removal is done. We got all the soup removed, all that mud, watery dirt, clay, whatever you want to call it, and we're back down to solid ground. Now, I set up the laser, and we're pretty much where we want to be. Some areas are a little low, and some are a little high, and when I say a little, just 1 or 2 inches. Now, obviously over here, we're pretty deep. We're going to fill that in with some select fill. We got a tamper over there. We're going to compact it nice and safe. And I think we're ready for the engineer in a couple of days. But right now, look who showed up, the termite guy. We're going to pre-treat the soil under the slab for termites so there'll never be a problem on the Stud Pack house.
All right, let's go meet the guy.
Let's go meet him. Hey, Zach, how are you, man?
Hey,
I'm
Zach.
Paul.
Nice to meet you,
Welcome
Mr. Paul.
to the job site. Come on over here and check it out.
Yeah, let's take a look what we got here.
Yeah, that rain destroyed all the work we've done, so we've been busy 2 days worth of shoveling, getting all the muck out of our grade beams.
Yes, sir.
But unfortunately, we put it on top of the pad right here.
Oh, look at that.
So that's going to be in your way? Because I kind of thought you were coming out here with a probe and you'd be putting the probe in the soil, but do we need to remove all that?
I'm going to be doing a topical spray across this. So yeah, unfortunately, that is going to have to come on out because any more areas where you start digging, you're going to be removing the product that I'm going to be spraying today. So the pad definitely has to be flat and level.
So if you
and ready
sprayed it
for me
right
to
on
come
top of this
in.
dirt and then we remove it, we're basically removing our termite protection.
Correct.
All right.
Yes, sir. It's just taking it right on out.
Well, it won't take us long. Can you hang out while we do that, or you want to come back?
I can hang out. Matter of fact, I mean, y'all are my last. You're my last
Oh, okay.
schedule for the day. I can help y'all out if you got an extra shovel.
Extra shovels? Oh man, that's one thing we do have. Are you kidding me? You want to help
Yeah.
us dig?
Yeah,
Nobody ever. That's like asking somebody to help you move. Nobody ever wants to
That's-
help, right?
Yeah, that's how you find out who your true friends
That's
are.
right, man. I
You give
appreciate
them
that.
an
All right.
extra shovel if they're willing to work.
That's right. Well, cool. Let's
got a
knock
good
this out
friend.
and get this thing treated for termite.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah, most definitely.
Nice.
Wow, that hits different, huh?
Filtered water. You can taste the difference.
Whew. I think the tamper is harder than the shovel. What do you think?
Tamping's hard.
It is.
I'd rather shovel than tamp.
I think so too. That is rough. But check it out. The grade beams look killer. They look the best they've ever been. Zach absolutely was a huge help in helping us
man.
get these flat. Look how good this looks. It's the best it's ever looked. But he's ready to get to work. Why don't we head out to the truck and check out that termite spraying rig. All right. Zach, you want to run us through your rig here? You got a spray hose. You got how much hose you got on there?
That's a 300-foot reel right
300
there.
foot?
So I can take laps all the way around the property.
And what are we doing with these today?
That right there's for squirrels.
Oh, no
if they
kidding.
actually make it into the house.
Oh, well, we got something going on in Jordan's attic. We may have to have you come back for that.
Yeah,
Like,
get
use
all
these
the
big
critters
boys.
out of there.
Yeah, there's a big hole in the roof. So your product's in here.
Yes, sir. Pest control tank right here, 50-gallon tank ready to go. This is an electric pump setup. Other pest controls have gas pump setups. This is an electric pump, and then all we got to do is just turn her on, and we can go ahead and start spraying.
You're just running off the truck battery.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah, it's direct hardwire, so that's why I have to leave
That's
the
why you
truck
leave it
running.
running. Sure.
Yeah, because I'm taking that power straight from the alternator.
All right, let's get going. Let's go. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And now we can finally protect the new investment here. Get all this soil treated up so no termites or any unwanted critters can make their way in through here.
Like what else besides the termite? Like ants, spiders?
This actually does help.
Really?
This does help. Any kind of pest control is better than none at all. And this right here will actually help too. Any ants, roaches, and also fleas, which there won't be any over here, especially being that y'all removed 5 feet of dirt and then came back in with select fill.
Kind of smells like burgers.
This, it's algae from the tank. That's what that weird smell is, because it actually doesn't really have a scent to it at all. It's that right there is just algae coming in. But I've got fresh product in the tank. It's mainly actually what's in the line, right there.
And
Burgers.
is the
Someone's
product-
hungry.
Is the product a powder or a liquid?
We have to add water to dilute it down so we can get it to the treatment zone.
Okay.
That's why it's coming out as a liquid. But what this is doing is it's bonding with the soil, and once it bonds with the soil, it's going to turn into a very fine powder. And so then once they come through that, it'll knock those guys right on out.
Like we were talking earlier, I asked, how is a termite ever going to make it through all this concrete and come up right here? But
Yes, sir.
It's cracks in the slab that we're worried about, right?
Correct.
So we want to make sure we do a good job on the slab so we don't have any cracks.
Cracks is a termite's best friend.
And you said something interesting in a post-tension slab, and I've actually seen this on a house that we lived in. Over in the corner, the concrete would crack, and that's where your two walls meet. And termites, you said termites, that's where you always find them a lot of times, in the corner of a building where those post-tension slabs crack.
Yes,
because
sir.
it's not reinforced right there.
That's what's the number one spot for them to come up in. Just give it a little bit of time and a little foundation settling. Once that crack forms, they'll eventually find it.
So Zach, I grew up in Louisiana, and I know we got termites there. We got those Formosans, which are horrible.
Yes, sir.
Are there termites in all 50 states?
Yes, sir.
No kidding.
It kind of depends on mainly conducive conditions. Wherever there's lots of high moisture and lots of cellulose for them to break down in the ground, they're going to come by and do their job, what they're intended to do. And that's break down all that wood and recycle that back into the earth.
So I would imagine a pier and beam construction like we have behind us, the original house, that's probably one of the worst ones, right? Because they can just get right under there. And
yes, sir.
They got a whole buffet, right?
Especially if the home was built without termite shields. Whenever they place the house down, the termite shields definitely help as long as they've been installed properly and don't allow the termite enough area to go up and over that termite shield and get into the house.
I know exactly what those are. When I was a kid, I was taking out the trash. I was running on our driveway because I was so excited to take out the trash. I slipped. My right foot went under a termite shield, 27 stitches.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that.
My sisters were having a slumber party, and I'm walking down the middle of the hall, and I'm sure some of those poor girls are still like traumatized today.
Oh my goodness.
But, yeah, those termite shields, they're just a piece of sheet metal, and termites
sir.
can't get around them. Now, I know we're going to get some comments about wearing like PPE, like a mask and stuff. You got long sleeves on, I'm way over here, but you're okay, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Closed-toed shoes, long pants, long sleeves is exactly what my license requires me in order to spray this product, because you do have to have this sprayed by a licensed professional, because it is a restricted use chemical that we're using right here. As I mentioned earlier, it's very safe for us to be around, but detrimental for the termites. They're not doing so well.
And every home under construction in Texas has this treatment, right?
Unfortunately, not every home.
It's nuts, yeah.
It's not mandatory by the state for any builder to do this specific treatment, but it's definitely within your best interest to have a pre-treat done, because what we're doing is trying to protect the soil and stop any other termites from coming back and breaking down all the cellulose that's in the soil around. And unfortunately,
this is cheap
it gets
insurance,
skipped.
right, Jordan? How much was this?
Like $800.
Yeah, cheap
Yes.
insurance, right? And
It's a lot.
I have this question also. This is a pre-treatment, so is there a post-treatment?
Correct.
All right.
After the home has been treated, we can definitely come back in afterwards. And basically what we would do is dig a small trench going all the way around the outside of the foundation, and then drill little holes through any of the concrete areas. So that way we can complete a full circle all the way around the home. Yeah, that's a lot of work. Yeah. Today we're digging, but it doesn't bother me. I'm not afraid of hard work.
And you were telling me that one of the chemicals that they use actually changes the anatomy of the termite. It makes their jawbone soft.
Correct.
So when they go bite into a piece of wood, it breaks their jaw, and they can't continue.
They can no longer eat.
We might get demonetized after that, so that's a little brutal.
Cool. Is that your last section?
Yep, that's it, gentlemen.
That's it?
We're all good to go.
Awesome.
Wow.
Finally got the whole pad sprayed. Now we're actually covered for termites and protected the soil. So now we just have to let the chemical do what it needs to do, let it bond, let it sit down in there, and then we're good to go. Don't ever have to worry about these guys in the moment.
Now,
for the
what
time
are
being.
these guys? What's the name of this one?
The Eastern Subterranean Termites.
All right.
In which you can, most areas, you can still get Formosan termites and also drywood termites. They're not too common, but typically in this spot, they would be Eastern Subterranean termites trying to attack the home. And this is definitely gonna knock them right out.
All right. So
Yeah, I want to break their jaw.
you think there's termites in that building behind you?
I guarantee if we crawled under there, we can find some.
And could they come over to this one?
Hey, it's definitely a possibility.
So that's why we want to do this, right?
Once you take their food source away, yeah. If you plan on demolishing that, they're gonna be like, "Where's all my food? We've been eating so good for so long. We need more food, because all the queens in that colony are gonna want to keep reproducing, and they can't if they have nothing to eat."
Can't thank you enough for
Yes,
your treatment
sir.
and for the shovel work.
man.
That was epic,
Yeah,
man.
most definitely. I'm glad I could help.
Yeah, feel so much better, and definitely going to give you a call for the post-treatment, and this thing's going to last forever. Man, Is this what you guys are looking at up here? It's a beautiful view. We did it, man. Right here. Right here. Nice job. That looks awesome. Can you imagine what that looked like a week ago? Can y'all remember that? Full of water
I don't
and
want
mud?
to. No.
Oh my gosh. All right, we put in a hard day's work right here in this Texas sun, but we love the way that looks. We got a few more things to do tomorrow on Tuesday before the concrete crew gets here on Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, it is the next day, and this is the first time in what, a week, Jordan, that we've arrived at the job site and there hasn't been any water in our grade beams. This was especially the bad spot over here, so that tells us that all the water that was in this soil, in this pre-fill, this compacted soil, is gone, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Those 2 days of Texas sun, what, Sunday and Monday, really baked this. It's hard, it's dry, we're loving it. But those days are over because for the next 3 days, it is forecast to be just like this, overcast with a slight chance of rain. So hopefully the rain stays away and we can get this thing poured on Friday. But one thing that's bugging all three of us, and that's reminding us of our big mistake, is all these form boards that are now twisted and falling, and we want to get them out of the way so we can work safely and it doesn't remind us of that epic fail we had. Let's get this wood out of here. All right, this is the last bit of the wood. The foundation's clear of all the old wood. Now the problem is we need some new wood, but it's not as bad as it sounds because we only need 8 pieces. This is less than 32 feet square, so we're gonna get 8 2x-somethings, probably 2x6s and 2x4s to go around the edges. See if they can deliver it. If not, I'll strap it to my truck. While Jordan and I are at the lumber yard, Raz's gonna pull all the nails out of these stakes so we can reuse them, save a little bit of money. Ready to go, bud?
Let's do it.
Yep, that's it. I need a man, busting concrete, digging in the dirt. Feel for you. I wonder what they're doing.
So the building, when they built it 5 years ago or so, the building started sinking on this side. So if you look at the wall above the brick, there's a little crack in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, none of those bricks are really connected.
Oh.
So they're basically put building supports underneath it so it'll expand and bring the building back up so it doesn't fall apart on us, you know?
We're building him a house now and the foundation is insane. So we appreciate what it takes to go into a foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like 3 feet deep. Didn't we already make this video?
Yeah.
First time I get to back into your gate, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I don't want to hit it.
All right, gang, so before the concrete guys show up tomorrow, we're actually trying to clean up the job site just a little bit. And part of cleaning up that job site is gonna require us to just fold this vapor barrier stuff up because we want it to be nice and organized for when they show up. We wanna clean it off a little bit, make sure there's no rips or tears. And that way it's just easier for everybody. It's easier for us to navigate the site and it's easier for the boys to do their job later on. I can already see we got some rips. We're gonna have to make some repairs. No big deal though.
All right, that looks a lot better over there, getting this place cleaned up, ready for concrete. The next thing we want to do is level these off a little better. Yesterday when we were rushing, trying to get it done.
Sorry.
Do you want to do it over?
Yeah, because
Okay.
my allergies are just, that was a really inconvenient time. All right, here we go.
All right, that looks a lot better with that plastic all folded up, getting this job site ready for concrete in what, 3 days? Can't wait. So there's one more thing we want to do to these islands we're standing on. 4 of us were shoveling them yesterday, but we didn't have time to pull out the laser. And this one we're standing on has a couple of high spots. We want to knock those down so we have a consistent 4-inch slab everywhere on the garage. We don't want a thin spot like 3 or less. And it's mainly on this side. I've got the laser set up over here by the fence. Got my receiving pole. Oh, turned it off. Let me turn it on. hang on.
That looks off over there.
The laser, yeah.
I'll go turn it on.
The laser might have shut off on. So this whole edge where Jordan and I are standing is a little high. We can see it, and the laser's confirming that just like half an inch. So we're gonna use our shovels and scrape this off. And because it's already treated with the termite stuff, we're gonna put it in our trench so we're not throwing that stuff on the ground and wasting Jordan's money. Let's pull out the shovels and get this one dialed in, and I think the top here is all gonna be ready. Perfect, right there. All right, a solid tone means we're right there. Perfect. Not too bad at all. This looks good. Yep, could come up a little bit, and we'll leave it alone. Let's check over here on this corner. Maybe 1/4 inch. I'm just tilting the pole until I get a solid tone. I mean, if you did that, you know you got to remove a lot of dirt, but I'm just barely moving it. Probably 1/4 inch difference. I'm gonna try to do that corner red, and I think that might be it. Sweet.
All right.
Cool. Turn that off. All right, now that the top of these 4 are all level, and then these back 2 over here, that's the porch. So they're even about 1 inch lower. That's all done. Now we're entering some new territory for us. This is what we've been wanting to do for a while. So we have our 2 different size stirrups. This is a 12 by 24. This is an 8 by 24. The 8 by 24s go in this beam, and the one behind Rad at the porch. This big guy goes along the whole perimeter. This is kind of a stock item at our concrete yard. This one, they had to bend at their yard in Houston, so that's great. We got them all on site. Don't have to bend any stirrups. And we're simply gonna use these stirrups as our measuring device. The plans want 2 inches of concrete between here and the sidewall on both sides on these beams. And as you can see, we are good to go. We got plenty of room. But over here, as you can see, a little bit tight at the bottom. So we're just gonna clean that up. We got a spot here, and I think that's about it. Maybe down there. We're gonna check it with this one first. Then we're gonna grab that 12-inch wide stirrup and go around the perimeter and make sure we have 2 inches of concrete all around that. So that's our next step. I'm ready, guys. I wanna move forward. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys, the 12-inch wide grade beams are done with the 8-inch wide stirrup. Now we're gonna switch to the perimeter of the building with the 12-inch wide stirrups for the 16-inch wide grade beams. As you can tell, we're pretty good at the top, but the bottom needs a little bit of work. So we're each gonna grab one of these and a shovel and start dialing these in. Check it out, everyone. The foundation is finally ready for the next few steps.
Round of applause, fellas.
Yeah,
Round of applause,
absolutely.
fellas.
Remember, a week ago, these were full of water and the grade beams were full of mud.
Yeah, our spirits were absolutely crushed, but in 7 days, we managed to put in the hard work, the blood, sweat, and almost tears, and we absolutely just restored this thing. And I gotta say, it's never looked so good.
Yeah, I'm stoked. We got the outer perimeter, the proper width.
Yes.
Because it's wider. All these inside are a little bit more narrow, but they're also the proper width. We got the laser set up, got them all to the proper depth, 2.5 feet from the top of our slab. A little deeper in some areas, but that's bonus concrete and bonus strength for you and your garage, bud.
And also bonus money. And you already know that. But I just wanna say that today was so much fun, guys, because we made forward progress on this foundation. Right before the big rainstorm that completely obliterated it, we had to come in here and actually grade the beams and grade the pad. We actually did that today, and we hadn't done that before.
Right.
So it was actually forward progression, and for the morale, it just boosted it so high. Going into tomorrow, I'm on cloud 9, but I need these clouds to stay away.
To stay away. And we had to make the perimeter wider because our bucket was only 12 inches and they had to be 16.
That's right.
So,
yeah, if you remember all the way back what seems like 4 years ago when we were digging this thing with an excavator.
Yeah, I remember last week standing right there on that shovel like, I just can't believe I gotta dig more. but it's all done. So our next steps, new forms. Bought the new wood, not too bad. And that's really the only expense we had other than renting the pump. We had all that labor, which was free.
Yes.
I'm free.
Yeah.
But the wood and the pump, we're back to where we were. So
Every dollar
Vaporberry-
saved is a dollar earned on this project.
Correct. All right, guys, so bright and early tomorrow morning, 4 guys are gonna show up, our concrete crew. They're gonna set the new forms, put the visqueen in. That's not gonna take them any time, and I'm sure by lunchtime, they're gonna be setting rebar.
Yeah, and again, we wanted to do it ourselves, but in the name of progress, we're gonna hire it out, but we are gonna be getting down and dirty with these guys,
Absolutely.
so don't worry, we're gonna be filming the whole process and showing you guys all the details and things that you need to look out for if you're tackling this yourself, or if you're hiring somebody out and you wanna be on the lookout for some shady stuff.
Absolutely. So make sure that your like button is on a good foundation. It's wide enough, deep enough, and compacted enough.
And protected from termites.
Correct.
Break that jaw.
Break that jaw. Smash that like button. Be sure to ask a question, drop a comment. Please subscribe. Don't forget, studpack.com for merch.
Yeah.
And we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning on the next Stud Pack video.